Well, hi there, everybody. As you know, I do a daily letter to Pam and let her know about the day and what's been going on. And I've had a series of events happen this week that I not only want to share with Pam, but with some of you as well. I call them God moments. And this has been a series of God moments that almost seem incomprehensible as to what took place. And that's why I decided to do actually more of a video message because it's more than I could actually write because I get tired of writing. So I thought, well, I'd just talk about it. First of all, I'm in a smoke-filled pear orchard right now. This is, of course, from all the terrible fires that we have all across Oregon and California. And unfortunately, we lost 600 homes near Medford. And I came back to this after having a wonderful 4-day trip to Nashville, seeing Hannah and Eric and tons of other relatives and just having a great time. And then the day after, these terrible, devastating fires break out. And it's been really hard on folks around here, terribly hard. They've lost their homes, they've lost their businesses, all their possessions. And there's been some loss of life. And that got me to thinking, too, about how precious life is. And as I heard people being interviewed, the one thing they all said was, it's okay that I lost my house. I'm just thankful I've got my wife, or I've got my kids, or I've got my grandma, things like that. And that really made me think, too. I thought, boy, yeah, they could burn my house down 10 times over if it meant I could still have Pam here. Yeah, that life is way more important. Still will be difficult for people. Well, in the middle of all this came some God moments. I knew of a person, and I'm not going to get into names and things like that, who lost their home in the fire. And they've had a tough last couple of years, too, on top of that. And I heard about it, and I thought, gosh, maybe how could I help? And again, this video is not about me and about, oh, you did a great thing or whatever. No, it's about how God uses us. In this case, I had recalled that Pam's physical therapist, who worked with her diligently in her final months, because Pam so desperately wanted to walk again like we always did, and hike, and golf, and things like that. And it didn't quite work out that way, but this was a wonderful individual who worked with her even beyond after insurance had run out. Well, this person, I remember, had a really nice motorhome that they kept on their property near Medford. But at the same time, that motorhome usually was parked in Eugene, Oregon for the fall and into early winter months for college football season, because they're big college football fans, just like Pam and me, and they have season tickets, and they would stay in their motorhome at the university on game day weekend, so it was never here. Well, guess what? There's no Pac-12 football happening this year. Yeah, I know our friends in the Southeast are still playing football, but no Pac-12 football. And I thought, you know what? That motorhome is probably parked on their property here in the Medford area. And the person I know needs a place to live. Is it a possibility? I said, what do you think, God? So I contacted our friends with the motorhome, and they said, yes, it is available. They'd had another family that might need it, ends up they didn't. They said, we'd love to house the person you're talking about. I said, oh my gosh, that's a God moment happening there. No football, the other people don't need it, the motorhome just happens to be parked here, and I have somebody that needs a place to go and they've got nowhere to go. So I told them about this. As you can well expect, this person could not control their excitement and their crying, a flood of emotions. This has been very traumatic. And I was able to go by today, and they're very happy in this beautiful motorhome. And our friends are incredible hosts, incredible giving people. And this person will get to stay there as long as needed, I'm sure. Now, here's another part of the God moment. I don't know how many of you remember, but a few weeks ago, Pam always entered drawings everywhere, and she used to win contests. And I'm at the natural grocer store here. And they're having some anniversary sale. They said, "Are you going to enter our drawing?" I'm like, my wife always did, but what the heck. I entered the drawing, and you may have heard about this because I did post about it. A few days later, I get a call that I'm the grand prize winner. I go there, and what did I win? It's a kayak. Beautiful kayak. It's got custom seats. It's got the oars, everything. Well, I'm more of a boater than a kayaker. Pam and I always owned boats, and I thought maybe I'd get a boat again. Well, the person I mentioned who moved into the motorhome, who was burned out of their home, I had heard someone say that the one possession that they really, really felt terrible about losing was, guess what? A kayak. They said the kayak was burned up in the fire. So here I am with a kayak, a brand new, beautiful kayak. Have no idea what I'm going to do with it when God taps me on the shoulder and says, "You know where that kayak's to go." I said, "Yeah, I do." So today I got to present this person with a brand new kayak. You don't think they were pretty excited about that? Indeed they were. Now look back at this, how God worked through this. In the beginning, my sweet wife Pam had to get ill, and she eventually died. But I got to know her caregiver, her physical therapist, and his family really well. Then this person I know through work loses a home. These people have a home to give. I win a kayak. I have no idea what to do with it 3 weeks ago. There's a fire. This person loved kayaking and lost it in the fire, and now they have a kayak. So God has provided a home and a kayak. To some of you, that may not sound like a big deal, but in this person's world, it is. And in my little corner of the world, it makes this believer even a stronger believer that there is a God and that God is in control of everything. As terrible as things are, some good has come out of this. And we oftentimes hear about good coming out of bad things. This was a great example of that. I know I've been long-winded, but I wanted to share this story with you. Share it with others. Good can come out of bad. And in this case, it's a home and a kayak in the midst of wildfires. Who would have ever thunk it, huh? Well, as I always say in my little letters to Pam, I miss her so, so much. Now more than ever. But I'll love her forever and always. Bye now.